Check 1 2, mic check 1 2. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You are watching the Left Coast Hockey League live on youtube.com/DimesagUVU, and we are here with Game 3 of the wild card round of the 2025 COVID Cup playoffs. The B-Ward Biffs facing elimination, their first home game of these playoffs. Will they have another one tomorrow? Let's get down to the ice and find out. Ladies and gentlemen, we are broadcasting undead here at the B-Ward in sunny Central California. Not really the Steel City, but we have to pick a name here. Rantanen and Connor McDavid will take the face-off at center ice. This huge Game 3 Biffs face elimination. Can they hold on? Face-off won by the Re-Habs. Taken by the Biffs. Marchand for Rantanen. Rantanen dumps it in. Picked up by Marchand for Pasternak. Back to the point. Back to Theodore. Theodore's shot is blocked. Kept in, though, by Theodore for Marchand. Marchand for Carlson. Carlson elects not to shoot. Shot is blocked. By the way comes Connor McDavid. McDavid in the zone takes a shot. It goes wide, but he recovers it. Taken by Yossi. Yossi's shot from angle. Shoots, they score! Jake Gensel on the rebound. Long shot there from the point goaltender. Unable to hold on to it. And Gensel just picks up the garbage. Soros not covering the post. That one just dribbles in. And that quiets down this home crowd here at the B-Ward. Could we have our first team punch their ticket to the semifinals? The Dorea Asylum Re-Habs would face the San Pedro Squirrels if they're able to win here. Faceoff is won by the Re-Habs. Carlson up for Mitch Marner. Marner hit heavy. Picked up by Marchenko for Malkin. Malkin just leveled him. Malkin in the zone looking for Theodore. Theodore's hit off, but he recovers. Pass to Malkin. Malkin looking to sneak it in. Or picked up by Yossi. Taken by the Re-Habs. Gensel up for McDavid. Connor McDavid. Dialing forward, he wins. Waiting for help. Thomas in, unable to get the shot. Saros will go ahead and hold on for a whistle. No shots yet for the Biffs. 15:27 left here in the first period. Faceoff will be back in the Biff zone. Tage Thompson, Tim Stützle will take the faceoff back in the Biff zone. It is won by the Rehab. Hudson back for Benson for Kyrou. Kyrou's shot up front is saved by Saros. Held on by Stützle. Stützle shot. Save, rebound picked up by Malkin. Up for Marchenko. Marchenko in with Bouchard. Bouchard unable to pull the trigger. Able on the second attempt, but Ottinger covers it up and he'll hold on for a whistle. First shot for the Biffs there. Not too threatening. Face-off back in the Rehab zone. It's going to be Zibanejad and Stützle. Face-off is won by the Biffs. Taze for Bouchard. Bouchard slap shot goes high. Rallying for it, but Ottinger's going to go ahead and cover it up. Face-off to the left of Ottinger. 13:42 left in this first period. Biffs down by 1. Same lines will stay out. Stützle and Zibanejad. Face-off is won by the Biffs. Oh, backhand up front. It's saved by Ottinger. Rebound picked up by Kyrou, up for Stützle. Stützle, he's poked off, but he'll recover. Looking for a pass. Can't get it to his teammates. Picked up by Taze. Von Taze up for Bouchard, up for Batherson. Batherson had nothing to do with it. Pass broken up. Recovered, though, by the Rehabs. Dobson turns it over. It's taken by Montour. Montour up for Batherson. Batherson to Marchenko. Comes out. Biffs off the touch up, but it's taken by Gosselspare. Gosselspare in the zone. Centering pass broken up by Zibanejad for Marchand. Marchand turns it over. Taken by Granlund. Granlund looking for the pass. Shot is blocked. Riley fighting for it. He'll win the battle. Sent up to Rottenman. Rottenman hit heavy on the blue line. Picked up by Zucker. Zucker for Gosselspare. Up for Granlund. Granlund sealed off into the boards, but he'll recover. Give it to Gabe Blarty. Gabe Blarty's shot. Glove saved by Saros. Biffs just getting absolutely outmanned here in the first. Only 2 shots on net, nothing too dangerous. Rantanen, though, does lead the series in hits at 22. Thompson and Protas will take the faceoff back into Biff zone. Faceoff is won by the Rehabs. Protas loses it, taken by Carlson. Sent up for Marchenko. Marchenko to Malkin. Evgeny Malkin. Looking for a shot. It's blocked, but recovered by Thompson. Up for Carlson. Carlson's shot was tipped, but it went wide. Malkin elects not to shoot. Pass it to Marchenko. He's pinched into the boards. Calling for his Thompson. It's won by Zucker. Zucker up for Carlson. Carlson pinched. Covered by Yossi. Yossi. Big goal yesterday for Yossi. And in is Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid in. And he scores! Connor McDavid, you can't leave him alone. I don't know what the defense was thinking there. You give that ugly bastard a fucking inch, he'll take a mile. Take a look, Connor McDavid on the breakaway. And he buries it past Saros, and that really quiets this crowd down. John Carlson with the send it superstar ability up to Connor McDavid. The captain of the Rehabs. Even while being aggressively backchecked, he still buries this. Best in the game, Connor McDavid. Gives his team a 2-0 lead here in the first period. Still plenty of hockey to be played. But will the Biffs get swept? number 4 seed of the Marcy Cup playoffs. Dorea Asylum, the Re-Habs, multi-time Marcy Cup champions, but have yet to win the COVID Cup. Yeah, so for McDavid's shot is saved by Soros. Up the boards is Tays, up for Landeskog. The Biffs continue to play this way. I don't think we're going to see a miracle comeback like we did the last game. Except for Tays. Tays' shot is blocked. It goes wide. Landeskog loses it to Marner, up for Fowler, up for Gossespierre. Gossespierre will gain the zone. Pass broken up. Goes for Landeskog. Landeskog for Wilson. Up for Landeskog. Landeskog shot. Glove save, Ottinger. He'll hold on for a whistle. 3:23 left here in the first period. Re-Habs lead by 2. It's going to be Stützle and Rantanen taking the face-off back in the Re-Hab zone. It is won by the Biffs. Riley from Marchand for Montour. Back for Pasternak. Back for Montour. Montour had nothing to do with it. It's taken by Thomas. He's hit off. Recovered by Marchand. Marchand for Rantanen. Rantanen go ahead and dump it in. And it's taken by Dobson. Dobson for Thomas. Up for Stützle. Stützle in the zone. Takes a shot on Soros. He'll cover it up. 8 shots for the Re-Habs. 4 for the Biffs. 1:27 left here in the first period. These Re-Habs have really taken the crowd out of this game. Granlund and Zibanejad will take the face-off back in the Biff zone. It is won by the Biffs. Montour. Montour up for Batherson. Batherson's pass is broken up, but they're able to hold on. Marchment takes the shot. Goes wide. Rebound. Sent back to Riley. Riley for Marchment. Marchment for Montour. Montour for Riley. For Marchment. Back for Riley. Riley's slap shot is saved by Ottinger. 7 seconds left. Biff's able to recover. For Zibanejad. Zibanejad's shot goes wide. 2 seconds left. That's going to do it here for the first period. And the Re-Habs take a huge 2-goal lead early here in this game 3. It's win or go home for the Biffs. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Left Coast Hockey League live on youtube.com/TimesacUVU. And we'll be back with the start of the second period.
Are you employed, sir?
Employed?
You don't go out looking for a job dressed like that, do you? On a weekday?
Is this a
What day is this?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Let's take a look at the stats in the first period. Re-Habs up by 2 shots, just about even, 8-6. Hits going to the Biffs. Time on attack going to the Biffs. Face-offs just about even. The Biffs got a big hill to climb. Let's get back down to the ice and start the second period. We are back undead here in the B ward. Ranson and McDavid will take the face-off at center ice. Let's get the second period underway. Face-off is won by the Re-Habs, but recovered by the Biffs. Theodore, taken by Yossi. Yossi's hit. Down for his Getzel. McDavid and Ranson. Out for Marchand. Marchand's shot is blocked. For Mitch Marner. Marner for McDavid. McDavid in the zone. He's back-checked. Shea Theodore up for Marchand. Marchand, he's hit, though. Taken by Marner. Yossi up for Marner. Up for McDavid. McDavid with a goal already in this game. Looking for another one. Unable to do much with it. Kicks it out to Gensel. Gensel back for McDavid. For Carlson. Carlson for Yossi. For Marner. Yossi shot. Save Saros. And he'll hold on. 16:39 left here in the second period. Biffs down by 2. Second line's out for both teams. Going to be Thompson and Stutzel. Face-off is won by the Biffs. Here's Thompson up for Taze. Taze up for Malkin. Malkin, he's poked off. Unable to get in zone, but think about Marchenko. Marchenko wedged between 2 white sweaters. It's Thomas. Thomas. Unable to get the shot taken by Thompson. Thompson will gain the zone. Looking for a shot. Shot goes wide. The other way comes Thomas. Thomas in the zone with Dobson. Dobson shot. Blocker save. Covered by the Biffs. Bouchard. Bouchard up for Marchenko. Marchenko for Malkin. Long pass. Barely able to stay onside as Thompson. Marshman shot. Save Taves. Oh, on the front. Shoots. He scores. Taves Thompson. Greasy goal there, Thompson, from Taves and Marchenko. Just an absolute sneaky one. All alone, waits for Ottinger to commit to something, and he just sneaks it in. That brings the Biffs within 1. Still down by 1, just about halfway through the second. Plenty of time. Biffs trying to start off an elimination here. Face-off, though, is won by the Re-Habs. Gossespierre. Gossespierre for Michkov. Michkov for Kyle. Pretty sure I'm pronouncing his name wrong. Battling forward is won by Montour. Montour for Batherson. Batherson for Morgan Riley. Riley up for Marchment. Marchment had no help, nothing to do with it. Taken by the Re-Habs, but turned over by Zvinajad. And turned over by Michkov. Michkov for Granlund. Granlund's shot goes wide. Off the boards, back on the Biff stick. Up for Marchment. Marchment looking for Zvinajad. Back to the point. Back to Batherson. For Zvinajad. Zvinajad, sharp ankle shot. Save. Taken by the Re-Habs. Cam Fowler. He will carry it in. Lazy backhand, easy save for Soros, and he's going to hold on. 10:14 left here in the second period. Re-Habs lead by 1. Hintz and Protoss take face-off back in the Biff zone. It's won by the Biffs. Carlson. Carlson for Theodore. Theodore, long pass up for Landeskog, though he's hit off. Taken by Velarde. Velarde's poked off by Carlson. Poked by the goaltender. Picked up by Rupe Hintz. Hintz for Landeskog. Landeskog in the zone. Landeskog shot. Save Ottinger. Down for it on the boards is Landeskog. Landeskog kicks it out. It's picked up by the Biffs. Back to the point for Theodore. For Hintz. Shot is gloved down by Ottinger, and he's going to hold on for a whistle. Biffs catching back up on the shots. 10-12. Face off back at the Re-Hab zone. It's going to be Rantanen and McDavid. Face off won by the Re-Habs. Theodore back to Carlson. Carlson takes a shot. Rebound. It's picked up by the Re-Habs. Yossi. Yossi's in the zone. Looking for a shot. Pad save. They gave it for Marner. Marner, one-time shot. Soros gets the save. Full pressure for the Re-Habs. Face-off back in the Biff zone. It's going to be top lines off of both teams, Ronsonen and McDavid. Face-off won by the Re-Habs. Hudson for Dobson. Dobson, slap shot goes in. He scores! Through a lot of traffic. Thought it was tipped at first, but off the defender. Lane Hudson. Big slap shot, yes, off the waist of one of the defenders. Roman Josi leading this series in points. Ronsonen and McDavid will take the faceoff. Re-Habs get their 2-goal lead back. 3/4 through the for Marner shot, glove save. 3/4 through the second. Biffs in dire need of an answer goal before the end of this period. We do not want to be chasing a 2-goal lead in the third. Ronson and McDavid face-off is won by the Re-Habs. Hudson for Getzel. Getzel hit into the boards. Taken by the Biffs. Ronsonen sends it up for Marchand. Marchand looking for a lane. Lazy shot. Easy save, Ottinger. He's going to hold on. Face off to the right of the goaltender. Stützle and Thompson will take the face off. Face off won by the Biffs. Marchenko backhand. Saved by Ottinger. 5:09 left here in the second. Second line will stay off of both teams. Thompson, Stützle. Face off won by the Biffs. Bouchard for Taze. Taze for Marchenko. Marchenko, a big slap shot, goes wide into the corner, recovered by the Re-Habs. Kyrou, though, he's hit off the puck. Kept in by Malkin. Malkin for Thompson shot, save, rebound, picked up by Dobson. Dobson for Thomas. Covered by Dobson. Up for Kyrou. Kyrou to Hudson. Hudson up for Stützle. Stützle back for Thomas. Thomas shot goes wide, but recovered by Kyrou. Kyrou for Thomas. Tired legs out there for the Re-Habs. Carlson. Carlson back for Josi. Josi, big slap blocked. And the other way come the Biffs. Bouchard. Bouchard's checked, but he gets it to Thompson. Thompson hit hard in front of the net. Sent up for Stützle. Tired second line center out here for the Biffs, but we'll get a whistle. Or for the Re-Habs, excuse me. 90 seconds left here in the second. Face off back in the Biff zone. It's going to be Ronsonen and Granlund. 1:30 left. Face off won by the Re-Habs. Josi for Carlson. Back for Josi for Kyler. Carlson up for Pasternak. Pasta looking for a lane shot is saved by Ottinger. Line for Michkov and Ronsonen, but it's won by Carlson. 8 seconds left. Sent up to Granlund with 3 seconds left, turned over. And that's going to do it here for the second period. The Re-Habs get their 2-goal lead back. The Biffs able to convert on one. Big third period coming up here. Will this be the last period of the Biffs 25 campaign? We'll find out in a bit. You're watching the Left Coast Hockey League COVID Cup playoffs here on youtube.com/timesagUVU. And we'll be back with the start of the third period. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Let's take a look at the stats through 2 periods. Shots going to the Re-Habs. Hits going to the Biffs. Time on attack just about even, but it's 3-1, and the stat that matters. It's win or go home for the Biffs. Could this be their last period? Let's find out right now. We are undead here at the B Ward, Central California. Connor McDavid, Mikko Rantanen will take the faceoff at center ice. Let's get this third period underway. Can the Biffs fight off elimination? Faceoff won by the Re-Habs. Getzel, he's hit. Hit hard in the boards, McDavid. Sends it up for Marchand. Marchand for Rantanen. Biffs need to get it together. Pasternak backhand goes wide. I haven't quite seen the urgency of a team that's facing elimination like we saw with the San Jose Snipes earlier. The Biffs just getting outmanned, outbodied by the Re-Habs. In the zone is Thompson. Thomas' shot goes wide. Or save, excuse me. Rebound picked up by Thompson. Up for Marchenko. Marchenko for Bouchard. Bouchard shoots! He scores! Evan Bouchard. And the Biffs will not go quietly. Evan Bouchard. Huge slap shot. With the Thunderclaps X-Factor ability. A lot of power, and we are at a 1-goal game here. Period 3 of game 3. Tage Thompson, Tim Stutz will take the faceoff at center ice. Biffs need one to tie it. The faceoff won by the Biffs. Bouchard. Bouchard's pass broken up by Kyrou. Brings in for Thomas. Valley for neutral zones. Thompson. Thompson in with Malkin. Turns it over though. Taken by Yossi. Yossi up for Carlson. Carlson sends it to Thomas. Thomas will gain the line. Thomas looking for a shot. Glove save. Soros. If the Re-Habs get this next goal, pretty much academic. Haven't seen the hunger with the Biffs that we saw in the last game. They're looking to chip away though. Face off though is won by the Biffs. Hayes up for Marchenko. Marchenko will gain the zone. Looking for Thompson. Thompson's shot is blocked. And away comes Stutzel. Stutzel looking for Kyrou. Kyrou with the lane shot. Save Soros. 14:24 left here in the third period. Will the Biffs meet their demise tonight, or will they hold on? Faceoff is won by the Biffs. Taze. Taze, he's sealed off, taken by Kyrou up for Stutzel. Stutzel shoots, he scores! Tim Stutzel. This crowd was hyped, now they're back sitting on their hands. It does not look good for the Biffs here in this game 3. I don't want to make any early predictions, but we will probably see our first sweep of these playoffs. Unless these Biffs can find it. So far, they are not showing us much. The leaderboard for points is all Re-Habs. Savinajad, Granlund, face-off, center ice. It is won by the Biffs. Montour. Montour sends it up for Batherson. Batherson turns it over. It's taken by Hudson. Hudson for Granlund. Granlund in the zone. Looking for Hudson. Hudson shoots. He scores! Lane Hudson finds the lane and puts what I believe will be the dagger in the B-Ward Biffs 25 campaign. Far down goes Lane Hudson. The rookie with a huge goal here in the third period. This crowd, you can hear a fucking pin drop. Savinajad Granlund will take the face-off center ice. It is won by the Biffs. Marchment for Savinajad. Biffs down 3 goals. Desperate need of a quick answer. Batherson for Riley. Riley for Montour. For Savinajad. Back for Riley. Riley slap shot. Through traffic. Goes wide. Picked back up by Hudson for Michkov. Michkov will dump it in. They'll give chase. Pass along the boards to Montour. Sent up for Marchment. Marchment for Savinajad. Savinajad will gain the zone. Looking for Batherson. Batherson elects not to shoot. Got for the puck in front of the net. Won by the Re-Habs. They'll gain the zone. Looking for... Michkov's shot is saved by Soros. 10-12 left here in this period. A lot to a little. 5-2 Re-Habs. Re-Habs looking for their rematch against the Marcy Cup champion San Pedro Squirrels. Looking to salvage something and take at least one prestigious trophy in the LCHL. Landeskog again for Wilson. Wilson's shot is blocked. Rebound picked up by Yossi. Yossi up for Marner. Marner dumps it in, but picked up by Carlson. Carlson for Batherson for Theodore. Up for Landeskog. Biffs in. Unable to find any pass. Turns it over. McDavid. Hip check. Brought in by Shea Theodore. Theodore for Batherson's shot is saved by Ottinger. Face off back in the Re-Hab zone is going to be Rantanen and Stutzel. Biffs down by 3. Dire need of a goal here. Face off won by the Re-Habs. Yossi up front. Free backhand by Rantanen. Shot up front. Save Ottinger. Puck still loose. Full pressure for the Biffs. Biffs looking to do something. They kick it down the boards to Taze. Taze for March. Backhand shot. Save rebound. 6 minutes left. Biffs need something. Biffs need anything. Pass up for Rantanen. Rantanen for Pastrnak. Pasta shot. Save Ottinger. He'll hold on with 5:30 left here in the third period. Looks all but academic here. Top line's out. Rantanen and McDavid. Face off won by the Re-Habs. Costas fair. Up for Fowler. Fowler for Marner, but he's hit off by Taze. Taze up for Marchand. Marchand. Chase for Rantanen. Rantanen shot. Save. Ottinger's going to hold on. Tired goaltender here. Biffs desperately need this faceoff. Faceoff, though, is won by the Re-Habs. Getzel. Getzel will gain the zone. Looking for Fowler. Fowler's shot saves Soros. Rebound is picked up by the Re-Habs. Getzel. Down toward one. Up for Taves. Up for Rantanen. Up for Marchand. Marchand. Pass comes out to center ice. Taken by Riley. Time dwindling for the Biffs. Marchenko will gain the zone. Lazy backhand. Easy save. Ottinger. He's going to hold on with 149. I'd say they should start the bus, but they're already home. It's going to be a quick drive back for the B-Ward Disc players. A lot of them will be getting on planes, heading back to Canada, heading back to Russia, heading back to Eastern Europe. Morgan Riley, he's hit off, taken by Thompson. Thompson's hit off. 1:20 left, sent up for Granlund. Granlund will gain the zone. Granlund for Michkov. Michkov's shot is saved by Soros. 54 left. Lazy shot goes wide. Malkin up for Thompson. Thompson from Marchenko. Marchenko's shot is saved by Ottinger. 41 seconds left. Michkov. Michkov up for Kyle. Kyle. I gotta figure out how to say this first name because I'm gonna be doing a 7-game series with this team. Picked up by Montour. 30 seconds left. Up for Tage Thompson. Thompson for Theodore. Theodore's shot saved. Rebound. Powerful in front. I'm just going to hold on with 17.3 left here in the third period. Stutzel and Zibanejad. Face-off is won by the Biffs. Theodore for Marchman. For Batherson. Batherson's backhand goes wide. 10 seconds left. Kyrie. They're neutral zone for Thomas. That's for Kyrie. Kyrie's shot glove save Saros. 2.3 left. We'll get one more face-off. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. The Dorea Asylum Re-Habs will indeed get their rematch against the the Sparkle Bowl and Marcy Cup champion San Pedro Squirrels. That series will start at the conclusion of our other series, most likely Thursday or Friday, where we'll start the semifinals, and that's going to do it. The Dorea Asylum Re-Habs punch their ticket to the semifinals of the COVID Cup, looking to get the one cup that has eluded this team since the beginning of the Left Coast Hockey League. Well, since the beginning of this tournament in 2020. Hence the name COVID Cup. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. We'll head to the handshake line. We'll see you tomorrow around 11:30 midnight for Game 4 against the San Jose Snipes and the Los Angeles Quakes. Thank you so much for joining us, folks. We will see you tomorrow. And as Dante, as always, go ahead and back that ball. We're out. Peace.